Okay, so morning, Mrs. T.
Morning, everybody.
How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Did you have a nice night? Oh, look, there we go. Jammy pyjamas.
Oh, hello.
Sorry, Caravan pyjamas. Did we have a nice night last night?
Yes, it's... What date is it? It's something like the 15th or 16th
of February, yeah.
2020. And last night it was Storm Dennis.
Yes, and didn't I know it?
Yes, it howled and howled and howled around the caravan, but we're still in one piece.
And who had a good night's sleep?
I did. I had my earplugs in.
Yeah, earplugs. And there was me. I wasn't worried about the caravan moving around because it was pretty stable with 4 feet and 3 wheels on the ground. But it was the noise that kept me awake, I think. Not the rain, because the rain doesn't usually do it. But anyway, we digress. We're not here to talk about Storm Dennis or what happened in our caravan last night. We're here to talk about damp.
Oh, yes.
Now, we've had experience with damp in caravans, haven't we?
We have.
And we just want to share our experience and really try and show you what to look for and how to look for it. And we've got a bit of a little gadget sitting here, which we're going to show you, and hopefully, you know, it will help you sort of look at damp issues if you think you've got them in your caravan moving forward. Here's our damp meter. There you go. It's one that we got, or it's called a moisture meter actually. Mm-hmm. Now it looks a bit like a taser.
I'm not touching it.
No, it doesn't give you an electric shock. They are quite sharp. Those ends there are quite sharp.
Oh, they are actually.
Yeah, they
Ow.
are. You have to be careful. So she sits there and cuts her finger on them. So what actually happens here is this is a damp meter or a moisture meter, which should show you and tell you how much damp or moisture you've got in various things in the van. Now, our experience, we had, how old was Ruby?
4 years old.
She was 4 years old, and we decided to swap her in for a new van, didn't we?
Yeah, let's just go back a little bit further. We thought it would be clever when we first... we didn't think it would be clever. Well, we just thought we'd save money. Why on earth do people need their vans serviced every year was my question. You know, we can look at our own wheels ourselves, and we can oil things, and we can check things and make sure that everything's working okay. But we decided not to take it in for service.
We learned, didn't we?
We
learned
did.
a lesson, and ever since
4 years old, we wanted to swap it in, didn't we?
And ever since then, I have to say we do have an annual service. So yeah, we went to swap it in. We did it all on the phone, and then we turned up with the van.
Yeah.
And handed it over to the nice man, and he said, "Let's just check a few things."
First thing he did was get his damp meter out.
Got his damp meter out, checked around the van, and he said, "You've got damp."
Yeah.
A lot of damp, and we were absolutely horrified,
we were
weren't
horrified,
we?
absolutely.
And where we got the damp was here underneath the front windows. It wasn't on a Bailey caravan.
No.
I have to add, it was here under the windows. And obviously the damp had come in below the windows at the front here, which I think on that make of van was quite common.
Well, it's funny because after we'd sold the van, about 18 months later, we got a letter through the door saying that there had been a problem with the ingress of water from windows in the front. So therefore they were recalling them, but it was too late for us because we already got rid of it.
But one of the clear signs, and we hadn't noticed, was bobbling. Now I think the inside of the van was made of like a plastic covered plywood, and one of the signs was on this side of the surface. It was like bobbling and blistering, and that was that was apparently a sign, wasn't it?
Yeah, but the thing was, you see, the bobbling has happened down here, wherever that bit was down here, and I remembered that we'd had a candle burning just here, and I thought that we'd actually somehow managed to singe that bit there.
Too close.
Yeah, and that's what I thought the problem was. So I just assumed that bobbling was the fact that we'd had a candle and we'd had a lucky near miss, as it were. But no.
But anyway, that bobbling on the inside, like blistering, is a clear sign that there is damp issues, isn't there?
Yeah.
And we had no idea. So if you have a caravan, certainly an older one, and you've got a little bit of bobbling and it looks like blistering on the inside of the van, underneath a window, inside one of the top lockers up here, then it's a sign you may have a problem with damp, and get it checked out with your dealer. Now in this van, I think certainly on the walls, we're very unlikely to have damp because these are made of GRP, which is glass reinforced plastic. And certainly in this van there is no wood in the construction or the walls anyway, but there is wood in the floor, but that doesn't mean to say that it won't have issues when it gets older. Yeah, it's always worth checking out. So back to our damp meter. This by no means is anything professional. It's certainly, you pay for what you get, I think is fair to say. And this we paid a tenner. And I think it's a tenner well worth spending just to keep it in the van, just in case. I think that's what we're saying here. Just in case, if you want a bit of peace of mind. And if this is showing that you've got some issues with damp, it means that when you go back to your dealer and you have your services, you can actually say, I think there might be a problem here or there might be a problem there, and this is what we use. It's very simple. You've got the little prongs on the top here, you've got a power button which is on and off, and you've got a hold button, so if you want, once you've checked the damp, you can actually hold that reading just to have a look at it. Now there's no point us putting this in the GRP sides because it won't show anything, but we can show it various places around the van. Now each manufacturer's...
Do you want to show it just in case? Just show
yeah, I will do. But each manufacturer's... I'm going to turn that off just to save the battery because that's the sort of person that I am. But each manufacturer's moisture meters are different, and it depends on how they've been calibrated. Okay, now some people say if your moisture's above 10%, then it might need checking out. If some people say it's above 20%, 15-20%, then investigate more. We've sort of run some tests on this one. This is running out really anything up to sort of 20-25% is okay. On this particular model, anything over 25%, I would say keep an eye on it, check it again, and just see what's happening.
Where did you get this from?
I got this from Amazon. I think it was £9.99.
Okay. So what did you just put? Amazon and then put moisture meter in there?
That's right, moisture meter. And it came up with so many different options. So you can go from a tenner, you can spend up to £200-300, which I'm sure dealers have one of the more upmarket ones that are more sensitive and get a better rating. This is just to give you an idea. This is to give you an idea, okay? So stick it on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this into a damp towel just to show you how much moisture there is in it, just to give you some idea.
How exciting.
Okay, so we're going to go through to the bathroom. We had showers this morning. I'm just going to place that. This is the damp towel on here. Yeah. Just going to place that into that damp towel.
I can't see.
And that's... let me just take that in there again. Take that off. Press hold. No, hang on a second. Again. Can you see?
That's better.
Okay, let's find a damp part.
That would help.
That's damp. Oh, hang on, I'm on hold. Right, let's go. So there you go.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a damp towel, but it's not wet. You're talking about 20%, okay?
Okay, so what's like the wood next to it then?
The wood next to it... Let's find a piece of wood. There we go, there. Okay, that is... 13%, 12%.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's in normal environment, okay?
Yeah.
Now, we've had a pretty wet day. It's been pretty damp. We've had torrential rain. The van is warm. We've been in the van about 24 hours now, so I don't think there's much moisture in the air. But it's also good just to check your soft furnishings.
Okay.
So if we wallop that into there, again, that's giving us 12%. So, you know, that's what I would expect. It's not damp to the touch or anything like that. You can even go up to, let's say, just inside your doors. It's just up here, see what that's saying. I'm expecting that would be a little bit more, but that's 18%, so not worried about that. There's no damp up there.
What does the wall say?
The wall on here?
Yeah.
I doubt it will come up because it's plastic.
Oh, I can't see. So.
Yeah, so there's nothing there on this type of wall. Now you can go around your floor because they're wooden floors, but I would say if you're going to do that, then have the van empty, lift up the sides of where you sit down, and then just check those out. So that's it. That's your moisture meter. It's worth having in the van, I think, don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
If nothing, for just another toy for you to play with.
Well, it's not a toy, is it? What I'm saying here is check your van for damp. Have one of these.
Yeah,
This will show if you've got an issue. If you have, go and see your dealer. Because we didn't, and we got caught out. We had to pay £1,000 when we traded that van in to go and have the front panels removed and done. And it was our own fault because we hadn't had it service on a regular basis.
So that was 4 years worth of service, really, wasn't
Exactly,
it? So we never saved any
no,
money.
we didn't save a penny. So there you go. Just a little bit of thought and advice there. You know, check for damp. It is important. Hope that's been of some help. If it has, please, please, please give us a thumbs up. We'd really appreciate it. Leave us some comments, because we're not experts.
No.
If you've got some comments about other ways of checking damp in your caravans, then let us know, because that helps other people who are watching these videos as well. Please hit that red button and subscribe, because the more you subscribe, the more of this we can bring you and show you what these little things here can do. I hope you found that of some interest. Don't learn like we did. And I think that's it, isn't it?
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and bye for now.
Bye.